study the classics, I kind of get an insight into human nature and being able to experience what others have experienced without being in a Holocaust or being in life and death situations, or like without having some of the opportunities that these authors have had to their life experiences. And so through reading those classics, I can experience that, and I can have just as much of an impact through that as they did in their lives.
It's kind of a toss-up because you could look at it like through the academics. The hardest thing has just been to learn to be committed and to just do the stuff and do it enough to where you can have a good discussion, or you can look at it where, like, with relationships that we focus on, like giving 100%. That was always hard at the beginning. Was like the hand things that we do, getting really close and personal.
I think the classic that has had the most impact on me would be "And There Was Light" by Jacques Rousseau. It's really amazing to see how someone with a disability like that can still make a difference, and he didn't let that get him down. And it's been such a great inspiration for me because I'm not blind and I don't have many disabilities. I mean, I have weaknesses, but nothing comes close to absolute blindness. And it's such a huge inspiration for me to accomplish things that accomplish my goals.
The original, the pure, the raw form of education, rather than some surface interpretation of how someone else sees it through a textbook.
I knew who Columbus was because he founded America, period, and then I learned all of this other stuff, I even learned his name, so that's pretty cool. And so I know history. I've learned history really, really well. I learned the Constitution. I knew that it was good, but that's what I'd heard, so. But now I actually know what it means, and I've read through it several times. I've diagrammed it, and so I actually understand it now. And laws have been passed, presidents, I knew probably like 5 presidents is all I can name you. And now I know, I think all of them.
It's wrong. It's a completely ill-conceived misconception that teenagers can't handle classic literature. We do it every day, and in my opinion, we do it better than a lot of adults. We have a written exam that'll range from 60, 80 short questions, kind of rapid-fire type questions. Then you'll have another section of the written exam that is like 5, 10 essays about different things that can be any length, preferably long. And then you have an oral exam that on average, I think the average oral exam is about a half hour. Graduation oral could be up to 2.5, 3 hours. And that's another thing about the exams here at Williamsburg Academy and about the style of education here is that some students do better in the written, some do better in the oral, but we do both so that the student can find their area and really take off and show what they've learned.
The Scarlet Letter, that was the first book I read. Johnny Tremaine, Black Like Me, Uncle Tom's Cabin, some of those old ones.
Saying, what is this, some kind of test for the student? You can't do this. The students do it. They always pull through. They have more potential than they ever know.
I think classics are important because they have some of the old morals. And in our world today, character and standards don't mean a whole lot. A lot of these books that we read, they uphold those older standards, and so that were very important, and that still should be. And they have the older form of literature, which I think is a really good way to learn to read. And they all have, most of them are very entertaining, and I really enjoy it.
Williamsburg Academy has given me the confidence that I have, the direction that I have, to refine the talents that I have, give me the best relationships that I have and made me the person that I am.
Are my favorite part because everybody has their own mental breakdown of some sort throughout the study week. And you get to see everybody's true colors. And even though it's intense and hard, it's one of those times where you get to push through the pain, and that's one of my favorite things ever. You gotta push through, and you gotta show those mentors that you are worth that flippin' honors, and that you'll get it. And so it really teaches you how to present yourself, how to give speeches, show your knowledge, and prove that your character and what you've been doing for the class as a whole is worth the honors.
It's got me on this craze for something, and also whenever I just love to study history, and when I do, it's not hard for me, because studying that long is not hard just because of the fact that I enjoy it so much, and I know that I'm learning something that's very important and that'll help me later.
The classics represent a perfect harmony of various elements of humanity, and sometimes they will present caricatures as seen in Wuthering Heights with how humanity can be jealous and rude and revengeful, but there's also other classics that show us the compassion, such as Uncle Tom's Cabin, Uncle Tom, and how forgiving he was through it all. The classics present humanity in a light that gives us a chance to really decide for our own, and that's why we study the classics.